we finally got our hands on the 3-inch halo lights. These things.
Aren't they cute?
I'm Sean.
I'm Jill.
This is 151 Garage. They're not cute.
Yes, they are.
The one thing with these lights is they're small. They're very small compared to, say for instance, the 6-inch lights right here. We have the 6-inch lights up here. We have the 4.5-inch lights in the bumper. We are going to put these in the front bumper. It is on the bracket that we got from Motley Industries. Check them out. But we're going to put these on the outer edges of the bumper, or the bracket, and then we're going to put 6-inch dual beam, basically. It's spot and flood combination in the center. It's pretty much the final thing. When we finally get those, we'll show you how we install those, because there's going to be a trick to that which makes it so much easier when you do multiple light setups from NovSight. Stay tuned for that. Now, like I said, it's pretty simple. Bolt, undo the things you already did. We'll put these on real quick, but before we do that, we'll go ahead and go inside, unbox these, and show you just what comes with it and what you have to install before you put this on your bumper. So we'll go inside.
Let's go ahead and take a look at what's actually inside. So we're gonna go ahead and pull out the beautiful stickers. You always get a package of a bunch of stickers. This is the wiring harness right here. Your tools and some hardware to mount everything to your brackets. You do have these two lights with the amber lenses. We'll take one out. You can see. So they do come with the amber lenses, as well as the option of putting the black lenses on. I don't know if you guys can see that. There you go. My bad, sorry. So we're going to go ahead and unpack everything and lay it out for you. Now that we have everything out of the box, let's take a closer look at what came with the package. So this is your wiring harness that goes from the light to the battery of the vehicle. This is your switch that controls the light from amber to white. This is a bracket for your switch. Your wire management system consists of zip ties. These are your amber covers that were installed on the pods out of the box that you saw earlier. It also comes with a black cover option. These are your pod lights. These are 3-inch halos. This is a combo section, or a combo setup that we got. This is a spot, and these two little guys down here are your floods. Now we come over here to the hardware. The hardware here is for the bracket that mounts onto the light. This hardware mounts the bracket onto the vehicle for the light, and your supplied tools, as well as a plethora of stickers.
Now that Jill's gone through the lights, let's go ahead and mount up one of the brackets. Now, as you can tell, you have the mounting points right here. They are threaded inserts. It is on the bottom side, which your spot is on the bottom, your floods are on the top, so that way they're orientated in the right position. Now, what you are going to have to do first is you are going to have to put the mounting bracket or the bolt into the bottom, because it won't allow you to put it later on. Go ahead and put the washer, the lock washer, and the nut on. Cinch it down just enough. It doesn't need to be tight, because you will have to take this off later on to be able to install it onto wherever you are going to put it on the vehicle. Take these are the mounting hardware for the bracket onto the light. Flat washer first, or sorry, lock washer first, flat washer second. Do the same thing with the other one. Then take this right here, the tab faces forward on the light itself, and then thread it into the mounting points on the light. Go ahead and flip it around, do it to the other side. Torque it down just enough to be able to move it. You will have to adjust it when you get it going. Loose enough to where you can move it. There you go. And that right there is the installation process of the bracket onto the light itself. So we'll go outside and we'll mount this onto the mounting point on the vehicle. Okay, so the first thing you're gonna have to do is remove the nut and the two washers from this side. Reason being, you put them on there is to hold it in there while you put it all together. Now that you already have it together, remove it and install it onto your bracket. Now Jill wants to come over here and hold this right here. The reason she's doing it is because it's hard to actually get everything up underneath there. Would be easier just to put it on before you put the stuff on, but this is more interesting.
Gotta make it a challenge.
Yeah. Okay, I do have it all the way out to the edge. We'll go ahead and tighten it up. You will need a deep well for this. They are pretty long, so.
And what size is it?
10 millimeter.
Of course. The famous 10 millimeters.
Yeah, we got plenty of them. Snug it down. Now, I left these loose because I do have to change them. You can move this around a little bit, but I do need to adjust these and tighten them up once I finally get them wired up. I can see where they're aiming. They are aiming a little bit outwards. That's the way I want them. I will be getting a couple 6-inchers, which are the same ones as on the mirrors. I will put them right here, and then the whole front will be kind of wired in and, how do you put it, angled to where I need the light. So, okay. So we'll go ahead and wire it up. We'll show you first the wires themselves, the whole system that NovSight has, and then I'll explain what I do to wire it up to the actual aux switches that come with the Bronco. Your aux switches, or whatever you use for aux switches, you'll have to look at your provider, whatever the company is, whether it be an aftermarket or like Ford, Jeep, whatever, to be able to wire it up. Okay, well, let's get that ready, get all the wiring out here, and I'll show you then. Now that we have the lights installed, we're gonna go ahead and run the wiring harness the way NovSight's meant to. They supply the wiring harness that is pretty much plug and play, hooks up to your battery. We're gonna show you just how that's done and how it works. We are going to do something a little bit different at the end. We are going to show you just how to wire it up to your aux switches. You'll have to be careful. I'll show you exactly what to look for at the end, and how you connect it is up to you depending on the vehicle that you have. The Broncos, I've done multiple on this Bronco. It's fairly easy. You just have to find the right wiring diagram from your company or whoever provides the aux switches for you. So here you go. Now, like I said, everything's here that you need. It does hook up to the battery, power and ground. Now, my lights are gonna be, or wires are gonna be run down this side right here. So we'll go ahead and speed through as I do it. Just basically run them down underneath into here. You only have this far, so you're gonna have a lot of wiring left over if you run it, though I am gonna run it up along this side and up to here. Okay, So with the lights on, you have that right there. Obviously the one with the lights on.
Yep.
You have this right here, which is the dual function amber and clear halo or white halo. There's the white, amber, turn it back again, white. The only way to turn it off is to hold it and it shuts off. So once again, white, amber, and it shows on the light itself, the little button itself. As you can tell, it's white. This one's amber, so you know which one you have. Right there. Then off, shuts it off. And then again, the light itself. So that's how they have it all wired up. I'm not going to do that. I'll show you just what I'm going to do in just a second. Okay, so what we do is do something that probably nobody wants to do, is cut a wiring harness.
We tend to do it a lot.
Make sure you have enough length. I am actually going to cut this a little bit longer because I will cut it the size when I need. So everything right there is gone. I did leave enough if I did want to take it and turn it back into the wiring harness. I have enough room where I can splice it into that side and not have a problem with it. Now, with this, by the way, there's no power on this stuff right now, so cut it back a little bit. Now, this is where you're going to have to be careful. I suggest if you do this for the first time, cut it a little bit longer because you'll probably mess it up. Just FYI. I did it the first time. I knew I was going to mess up, so I cut it a little bit longer to see. So what you're looking for is these 4 wires. Obviously, power, red, ground is black. Any other electrical thing in the vehicle, red is power, ground is black. These 2 wires are the ones you're going to look at. You're going to use one or the other for the halos. The reason being is you will not have the switch, the controller to be able to control between one or the other. You'll have to pick out which one you want if you want to hook it up to your aux switches. The blue is your white light, daylight, whatever you want to call it. The yellow is your amber light. So when you hook up this one, it's going to be the amber halo that we showed before. If you hook up this one, it's the white light, white halo that you showed before. So you'll have to decide which way you do it. Whether you hook it up to your vehicle directly through the aux switches that came with your vehicle, or you do an aftermarket aux switch manufacturer, whoever they are, you have to look at the specs for that car or that aux switch to be able to hook up the wires and know which one or how to hook them up that way. Now that we have this set up, I will do one thing before I permanently install it. I will put wire loom over the entire length of this cable. The reason being is because it is extra protection on whether it rubs against something and wears through. The last thing you want to do is start chasing down wiring issues when you have it rubbed through and ground itself out, or worse yet, ground out on something it doesn't need to be and, you know, damage that component as well. Wire loom's cheap, 25 bucks for, actually it's not even that, it's like 15 bucks for 25 feet of wire loom that will actually cover this. Simple, link in the description below for all the different sizes. We'll put it up there. It's my OCD as well. It makes it look a little bit stock rather than a bunch of spaghetti mess sitting on top, like you know, some vehicles. You know who you are. Don't say it.
I'm not going to.
We've met one person like that. The first thing he said is, "Don't look at the wires." You know who you are. But we can fix that someday. You just need an hour and a whole bunch of wire loom, and I'll fix that stuff next time. Now that we have this installed, we do have a trick to be able to hook up another set of lights to this without running multiple wires. Now they do have to be fairly close. We do want to get the last set of 6-inch combo lights. Basically, it's flood and spot beam. It is a halo set, just like those. That is spot. This will be spot and flood. And it is going to be the simplest way to install. It's by far probably going to be the easiest way to install these lights. As soon as we get them, we'll put up a video. And the solution of hooking up multiple lights, such as these, to a single or dual wire setup. So anyways, please
Stay
like,
tuned.
subscribe, hit the notification bell, and thanks to NovSight. Okay, bye.